In a stunning revelation, Mark Zuckerberg has admitted to colluding with the Biden-Harris administration to censor Americans, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. The CEO of Telegram has been arrested in France, allegedly for refusing to censor his platform. Is this the end of free speech as we know it, or is this a wake-up call America needs? Stay tuned as we unravel this web of deception. Now, pay attention. In the age of digital surveillance and censorship, your privacy on the road is more important than ever. Recent reports show that drivers with dash cams are 60% less likely to be found at fault in traffic accidents, but it's not just about accidents, it's about protecting your rights. This easy-to-install dash cam records every detail, offering 24/7 security and peace of mind with 4K Ultra HD night vision and continuous recording. It's your silent witness against overreach. Visit that link you see on the screen. It's down in the description, carvisionx.com. Get free express shipping and exclusive bonuses. Don't let Big Brother watch you watch back. Okay, let's get into this story now. The FBI, Jesse Kelly, says break the FBI into 1,000 pieces and scatter to the winds. It will end this nation. It will. A secret police agency guarantees a clash between the states and the federal government. It will happen. End the FBI. Quote tweeting Peachy Keenan, the FBI was telling Facebook to remove Russian disinformation about Burisma and Hunter Biden when it was actually true information. Now, of course, this is not. You are smart enough to know that we have been shouting this from the rooftops for years when it all happened. And then, of course, the Twitter files, the Facebook files, all getting dumped on X, revealing the inner workings. And now we know it's 100% true. It's not like some conspiracy that was posted on X. Zuckerberg officially confirming it. Laura Loomer, Zuckerberg sees the writing on the wall and he wants to save himself from accountability. Don't let him get away with what he did. Donald Trump posts from his Truth Social. This is what everyone has been waiting for. The 2020 presidential election was rigged. Posting this image, Zucker Punch, with the headline, the front page of the New York Post. Zuckerberg admits Biden administration pressured Facebook to censor COVID content, says it was wrong to suppress the post Hunter laptop coverage. Just in 4 hours ago, Trump's statement after Mark Zuckerberg said Biden-Harris admin pressured Facebook to censor content. Zuckerberg admits that the White House push to suppress Hunter Biden laptop story and more. In other words, the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Fox News, New York Post, Representative Laura Lee, House Judiciary Committee. Donald Trump posting that, making it big news. Spitfire stating, this is just delicious after Zuck's confession. The Hunter laptop story. Wait, I'm going to play this clip for you in a moment because it's a really good flashback to when the media was lying to everyone's face. They were calling us all conspiracy nuts for even considering that this would be true. I'm gonna play this for you in a moment, but I do want to get to. This is the actual letter that was sent. Patrick Bet-David. Zuckerberg admitted to working with the Biden-Harris administration to censor Americans. He either admitted to this because 1, he's being honorable, 2, he's done being with the Democrat Party, or 3, he's getting ahead of a whistleblower. Either way, it's a very hard letter to write. The House Judiciary GOP. Mark Zuckerberg just admitted 3 things. Biden-Harris had been pressured Facebook to censor Americans. Facebook censored Americans. Facebook throttled the Hunter Biden laptop story, a big win for free speech. Now, I want to make a special note that in just a few days, there's going to be a reckoning. Today is August 27th. Texas, if you haven't seen that interview that I did, Texas has sent a letter to Google and YouTube demanding information with respect to election interference. And during the hearing with the Texas Senate Committee on State Affairs, this very channel, Next News Network, was brought up. It was mentioned. Zach Voorhees, the Google whistleblower, said that we need to get to the bottom of why this channel was demonetized. And told the Texas Senate Committee that they need to subpoena Google to find out why. And now we know a letter was sent out just a few weeks ago, and they have until August 30th to respond. That's just 3 days away. And if they don't respond, then the subpoena power is going to kick in, and it's going to drag Google into the Texas jurisdiction where they have no escape. Normally, if you try to sue Google, try to sue YouTube, what happens? You have to go into their jurisdiction, into their rigged courts. Well, now the game has changed. Texas is dragging them in, and they cannot do a venue change. They can't push it to a federal court. They can't do anything. They have to answer to Texas because Texas has the sole jurisdiction with their subpoenas to get the answers. So very soon, 3 days from now, we're going to find out if they complied. Daniel Cochran was the guy I interviewed. You need to see that interview. It is on the channel. Go to the channel page. You should see it right there on the front page. Very, very important interview, especially in light of what we're seeing here from the House Judiciary Committee, GOP. Now, Chris Pavlovsky, who is the CEO of Rumble, he calls this letter explosive and damning. He said in 2021, during COVID, Rumble told the media to pound sand. We told tech companies threatening to cancel us to pound sand. We did not fold. We had balls of steel. Meta had no balls. He's responding to that. Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook and Instagram, admits and regrets to working with the Biden-Harris administration to censor information online during the COVID era. Imagine if all that information wasn't censored. Imagine if they didn't call us conspiracy theorists. Imagine if they didn't delete our content here on YouTube. How many people's lives would have been saved? How many millions of people's lives? RFK Jr. says Elon Musk should be a hero to the Democrat Party, but somehow he's a villain because he's the only platform that will allow free speech. Listen to this.
So in their current formulation, misinformation is defined as any speech that criticizes the job that they're doing. So with that in mind, you see the Biden administration encouraging France, Macron, to arrest the owner and founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, who's now, as of right now, in a French prison. That seems like, that's the hallmark of dictatorship, it sounds to me.
Yeah, well, we've lost Europe. Europe does not have free speech. Look what's happened to Elon Musk. And Elon Musk should be the hero of the Democratic Party. Of the old Democratic Party, he would be the hero. Somehow he became a villain because he was actually the only platform that would allow free speech on his platform. And he's now become a villain because of it, because the Democratic Party does not believe in the people. If you don't believe in free speech, it means because you don't trust the people. You don't trust them to figure it out on their own, to have information on which they can base their ideas and their notions and their beliefs.
And their votes.
And that the government has to protect them from dangerous information, things that might put bad ideas into their heads. And it's very patronizing, but it's also very manipulative and conniving, and really it's exactly the opposite of democracy.
It certainly is. Now, what's interesting is that Pavel Durov was just on with Tucker Carlson. And he was arrested after this interview. William Shatner celebrated it. Yeah, Captain Kirk. The CEO of Telegram was arrested today in France for failing to moderate his platform. Good, he says. They do nothing to prevent fraud and scams. I'm tired of the scammers who use that platform to pretend they are me. Oh, because someone created a clone account of William Shatner and hurt your feelings. You want the CEO to go to jail? What about all the what about not just misinformation, but what about the crimes that are being spread on Facebook? The trafficking. Are they going to go after Zuckerberg? And of course, William Shatner got roasted when he posted this. Jeremy Prime, absolutely horrible take. By your logic, we should arrest every police officer who's allowed any crime to go unpunished. Neither does T-Mobile. I get scam calls all the time, but we aren't arresting their CEO. Facebook allows people to scam tons of men who think I am asking them for money, and have allowed this for years. Men who have sent tens of thousands of dollars to someone pretending to be me year after year, no arrests. William, I thought you were for free speech. This happened after he went on Tucker and told him the FBI approached one of his engineers to create a backdoor so they could spy on users. Perfect segue. Let's show you that clip right here. Let's go.
And we got too much attention from the FBI, the security agencies, wherever we came to the US. So to give you an example, last time I was in the US, I brought an engineer that is working for Telegram, and there was an attempt to secretly hire my engineer behind my back by cybersecurity officers or agents, wherever they are called.
The US government tried to hire your engineer?
That's my understanding. That's what he told me.
To write code for them or to break into Telegram?
They were curious to learn which open source libraries are integrated to the Telegram's app, on the client side, and they were trying to persuade him to use certain open source tools that he would then integrate into the Telegram's code that, in my understanding, would serve as backdoors.
Would allow the US government to spy on people who use Telegram?
The US government, or maybe any other government, because a backdoor is a backdoor regardless of who is using it.
That's right.
And
that's a little surprising to hear. Maybe it's not surprising, it's offensive. You're confident that happened?
Yes. There is no reason for my engineer to make up the stories. Also because I personally experienced similar pressure in the US. Whenever I would go to the US, I would have two FBI agents greeting me at the airport, asking questions. One time I was having my breakfast at like 9 a.m. and the FBI showed up at my house that I was renting. And that was quite surprising. And I thought, we're getting too much attention here. It's probably not the best environment to run.
Why would had you committed a crime?
No, they were interested to learn more about Telegram. They knew I, left Russia. They knew what we were doing, but they wanted details. And my understanding is that they wanted to establish a relationship to, in a way, control Telegram better. I understand that they were doing their job. It's just that for us running a privacy-focused social media platform, that probably wasn't the best environment to be. And we want to be focused on what we do, not on government relations of that sort.
Government relations.
Yeah. And now he's sitting in a prison cell. And what's interesting, too, I am going to play that clip with the media, the flashback clip. But what's interesting is during his travels, Pavel Durov was joined by 24-year-old crypto coach and streamer Yulia Velinov, who resides in Dubai. She was also by his side at the time of his arrest in France, leading up to the August 24 arrest. She was actively sharing photos on social media from his private jet and the various locations that they visited together. Speculation is growing she might have been a spy involved in the downfall, the very woman he intended to show around Paris. She was constantly posting photos and geolocations online, documenting his every move. And here she is. Quite the honeypot right there. Pictures from the private jet. There they are together. So if they're going to go after his engineer, why wouldn't they go after a girl, an Instagram girl, posting pictures? This is textbook honeypot situation. And of course, Emmanuel Macron, he's weighing in on the whole situation. I've seen false information regarding France following the arrest of Pavel Durov. France is deeply committed to freedom of expression and communication, to innovation, and to the spirit of entrepreneurship. It will remain so. In a state governed by the rule of law, freedoms are upheld with a legal framework, both on social media and in real life, to protect citizens and respect their fundamental rights. It's up to the judiciary in full independence to enforce the law. The arrest of the president of Telegram on French soil took place as part of an ongoing judicial investigation. It's in no way a political decision. It's up to judges to rule. Thanks for that, Emmanuel. Zach Voorhees, Google whistleblower. The left started out gaslighting us that censorship wasn't even happening. Now they're jailing CEOs who don't censor. Elon Musk. Dangerous times. Quote tweeting end wokeness. UK mass arrests citizens for memes. France arrests founder of Telegram. Ireland tries to ban mean memes. Brazil forces X to flee the country. Australia tries to censor X posts. And we're finding out that he was actually charged on 12 criminal counts. And this is Tucker and RFK discussing that arrest.
Yeah, well,
You see the Biden administration encouraging France, Macron, to arrest the owner and founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, who's now, as of right now, in a French prison. That seems like, that's the hallmark of dictatorship, it sounds to me.
Yeah, well, we've lost Europe. Europe does not have free speech.
That's certainly true. Europe does not have free speech. And now the UAE demanding France provide consular access to Telegram's CEO. The UAE is closely following its case of its citizen, the founder of Telegram, who was arrested by the French authorities. Very troubling times indeed. But the internet is forever, as they say. And as Zuckerberg has come out, let's take a look back at that moment when the left-wing media went into overdrive to protect the deep state.
And talk about Facebook having problems and Twitter having problems with a story that even the New York Post knew was a lie. They published a series of lies peddled to them by Rudy Giuliani, who admitted that nobody else would take it but Rupert Murdoch's New York Post, because they might look into it and tell the truth. Here we are in 2020. This is what it's come down to, America. Giuliani is feeding Russian misinformation to Donald Trump and feeding Russian disinformation to the New York Post. They know it's a lie.
Yeah, well,
that's where we are in 2020.
The New York Post.
That's where we
just
are.
To let you know that they're still talking to Russians. And by the way, Russian hoax, come on. Really, seriously, history will expose you all as fools and useful idiots for the Russians.
No, history is exposing you as a fool.
For 4 years now, there has been a line from Russian agents into the campaign. It's unbelievable how stupid you think Americans are. How stupid you think Americans are. For you can just say Russian hoax. Seriously? It's the idiocy, the sheer idiocy. You are revealed right now, but you will be revealed throughout history.
Oh, you will, buddy. You will be revealed. You're being revealed right now.
Running cover for Russians.
And you've got this computer repair shop owner in Delaware who is a staunch Trump supporter and who peddles in conspiracy theories and whose shop is thousands of miles away from where Hunter Biden lives. So you've got a lot of questions here. This whole thing smells bad, Joe. I don't think there's a lot of credence. That's why the FBI is questioning not the Bidens, but Rudy Giuliani. And I think the message here, the lesson here is that if you're going to plan an October surprise, You may want to choose a planner who is not parading around the world with a known Russian secret agent for the last year.
Wow.
Maybe choose a planner that has better peer reviews next time.
So this looks like Russian intelligence. This walks like Russian intelligence. This sounds like Russian intelligence. Every intelligence professional I've been talking to, Mika, says this is a Russian intelligence disinformation campaign. Rudy Giuliani was not fed passively Russian disinformation. He ordered it off the menu.
So do they look into how 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before an election, someone decided to use a tabloid to, in all probability, know that they were smearing a major candidate against a president that this tabloid was supporting, and whether or not that would fall under a criminal investigation leading to some kind of criminal charges?
I'll leave it with that, folks. Leave it with that. I mean, this is a textbook scenario. The media carrying water for the intelligence agencies. But now we have Mark Zuckerberg coming out, admitting the whole thing. I mean, he this is not new news. I mean, the letter that Zuckerberg wrote is new. I mean, remember when he went on Joe Rogan, he talked about it a year ago. And then we had the Twitter files, the Facebook files getting dumped on X. But now we have a letter penned by Zuckerberg himself just after we have the founder of Telegram being arrested. So who's going to be arrested next? I mean, of course, Zuckerberg, he's part of the protected class. He's not going to get arrested. What happens if Elon Musk decides to go into Europe? What happens if Elon Musk decides to go to the UK? Are they going to arrest him too? So Elon, maybe just kind of hang tight here in the US. All right, don't go making any crazy trips anywhere, please. We can't afford to lose you next, okay? So as we've uncovered, the assault on our freedom of speech is real and it's happening right now. Remember, Google has 3 days to respond to Texas about election interference in that state. And this very channel brought up in those Texas Senate hearings. So from Silicon Valley to the streets of Paris, the global elite are tightening their grip on the flow of information. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. We still have the power. Your voice, your clicks, your shares, they are more important than ever. The fight for freedom of speech isn't over, my friends. It is just beginning.